I'm here because of the situation, about the situation, the job interview, the situation vacant. You want me here? Sorry, I didn't expect to see so many of you. Pretty large panel. Okay. I'll just get a chair. Oh, best not. No problem. Well, before we begin, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm not. I mean, it's not that she doesn't find me funny. It's just that when I make jokes, she doesn't usually laugh. I mean, I tried to explain to her about dryness and irony, but she says that she prefers to use steam. It's an English joke. Different from a real one. You know, at school in England, you say the Lord's Prayer every morning, and at home, you make kiddish on a Friday night. At school, the Lord is Jesus, and at home, it's his dad. At school, the Jews are weird and different, and at home, Jews are weird and different. And that night, Muhammad's wife is probably, she's probably a... You just shot my wife? Well, it's your own fault, says Ephraim. If Arafat hadn't turned down Barak's generous offer at Camp David, none of this would have had to happen. Which presumably upsets Mohammed slightly, and he probably responds by saying, but even high-ranking White House aides acknowledged that it all began when Sharon stepped foot on Temple Mount, which of course really annoys Ephraim, and he says, yes, but the whole world knows that the corrupt Palestinian Authority had already been planning an uprising for months, which of course leads Mohammed to say, yes, but any idiot knows that the whole problem began with the settler movement of the 1970s. Well, what about Nasser, says Ephraim rhetorically. If Nasser hadn't provoked the Six-Day War, Israel would never have invaded the territories in the first place, which of course leads Mohammed to opine, yes, but one cannot but look at that whole period in the perspective of Russo-American power struggles. But of course this really annoys Ephraim, and he says that the Cold War was irrelevant when all chances for peace were blown to smithereens by the Arab riots of 1936. 1897, says Mohammed. Herzl should have known better and then proclaimed Palestine as the homeland for the Jews, which of course really upsets the Prime Minister. But the Dreyfus trial was the culmination of centuries of European anti-Semitism, which then of course leads Mohammed to say quite wittily, I think, that if it was the Christians who persecuted the Jews, then why didn't you go and settle the Vatican instead of the Middle East? But of course then he said, but you Muslims aren't so squeaky clean. Islam is notorious for building mosques on other religious holy shrines like Ayodhya, Nazareth, Hebron, and of course this leads Muhammad to draw on sources in the Quran to prove that Abraham, Jesus, and Krishna were Muslims in the first place. But even the New Testament is older than the Quran anyway. Genesis 21, verse 9. Ishmael should never have been so rude to Isaac. It's like a clown routine at the circus, or a Benny Hill sketch. You know, the driver and the lawyers and all the friends of the doctor, and they're all running around going, Paris. And Mohammed running after them going, Some of them are running so fast that they begin to overtake Mohammed. Baker! The joggers. And the line. A drum. A drum. Sorry. That was tasteless. There I am, standing there with my trousers round my ankles and my belt in my hand. And this bloke starts to laugh. So I do it again. That's not my daughter.
Oops. Sorry about that.
And then the door opens. And I hear the most beautiful voice in the world sing out the only song in Hebrew worth hearing. Abba, Abba, I found you. My daddy, safe and sound. She'd come home 5 minutes after I rushed off to look for her. And I'm laughing. And I'm dancing and I'm singing, and then right there could have been my daughter. Eli, Eli, Shelo Yigamer Lolam Achol